Peace be upon you, dear students, dear 8th graders. Today at Dars 15, and here we are going to revise our grammatical information, and definitely I focus on the final exam question. It is in front of you. You can read with me. Identify, okay? You will have this question in your final exam. Identify the one grammatical, pay attention, identify the one grammatical error in each of the following sentences and then correct it. Pay attention. First of all, we need to identify the one grammatical error in each of the following sentences and then correct it, and this will be very important for your final exams. So, let's read the following examples. Neither Mr. Wood nor his wife like parties in general. Again, neither Mr. Wood nor his wife like parties in general. And here, before I do or correct this grammatical error for you, let me revise the rules of neither nor or either rule with you above. Here I have the rule for you. So either or neither nor. Either or used in a sentence in the positive sense. Either or is used in a sentence in the positive sense when referring to a choice between two possibilities. Isn't here? When you want to refer to a choice between two possibilities, we can use either or. But what about neither nor? And in the American pronunciation, it will be either or neither nor. Again, in the American pronunciation, either or neither nor. But here, I pronounce it as either or and neither nor. So either or is used in a sentence to refer to a choice between two possibilities. For example, either James or Mary has hidden the sweets. Either James or either or. Here we are referring to a choice. Has hidden the sweets. Now, neither nor is the same but in negative sense. In negative sense, when you want to say that two or more things are not true. So neither my mother nor my father went to university. Neither my mother nor my father went to university. Now what about the subject-verb agreement? And this is the most important for you in the final exam when you need to correct this grammatical error. Pay attention with me, dear students. Singular or plural. So what about the subject or the doer of the action or the noun after either or neither? When using either or and neither nor, note the following rules. If both, pay attention, if both elements, namely the noun after either or the noun after or, is singular, pay attention, singular, in this case the verb would be singular. So if both elements, if both nouns, if both subjects, if both doers of the action are singular, so in this case the verb is singular too. For example, either the father. Here the father is a singular noun. Here the father is a singular noun. And the mother is also a singular noun. Here we use singular verb has to. We don't say have to. So either my father or my mother has to attend the meeting. So the nouns fathers and mother are singular. So the verb has is singular. Now, another example with neither nor. Neither Ruba nor Jana is going to write the report. So again, Ruba is a singular proper noun, as you know. Jana is also a singular proper noun. And here in this case, because both elements are singular, so the verb is also singular, as you can see, is. So neither Ruba nor Jana is going to write the report. But I have another rule for you that you can depend in your final exam, because in some cases we may have exceptions. Here in this case, I advise you to think about the element after or after nor. Again, dear students, very important note. You can consider, you can think about the element after or after nor. And here, if it is Singular, use a singular verb. If it is plural, use a plural verb. Pay attention, it's very important. Don't think about the first part of either or neither. Only think about the second part after or nor. And here, if it is singular, use a singular verb, and if it is plural, use a plural verb. However, again, here we talked about both elements which are singular. So in this case, we use a singular verb. Now, what about if one of the elements is plural? What about if one of the elements is plural? So in this case, use a plural verb. For example, either Zainab. So Zainab is singular, okay? But pay attention. Or the girls, and here we have a plural noun, girls. So the S of the plural is underlined for you in the red color. So either Zainab or the girls, here we need a plural verb, are, okay, are. Why? Because one of the elements is plural. So the noun girls is plural, so the verb are is plural too. Now, neither the teacher nor the students, again, students is in the plural form, were, so use a plural verb. But as I told you, only think about the verb, the subject or the noun after nor. And in this case, we only need to use subject-verb agreement. If it is singular, use a singular verb. If it is plural, use a plural verb. Now let's, after we have discussed the basic rules of either and neither with you, let's read here the example. Neither Mr. Wood nor his wife. So here both elements are singular. Mr. Wood singular, his wife singular. And you can depend on my explanation when I told you that. Think about the subject or the element after nor, and here his wife is singular, so like, okay, like. So we need to add S in third person singular. We need to add S in order to correct this grammatical error. So neither Mr. Wood nor his wife likes parties in general. Now we have done the first one for you. Now how you expect me to feel at ease with such neighbors? Again, pay attention to the question mark. So it's a question in the present simple. Expect. A question in the present simple. Expect. So the verb is in the first form. The verb is in the first form. So how? Here we need an auxiliary verb to make this question. So we can't ask without inverting a helping verb, but in this case we don't invert because it is present simple positive, so we need to use do or does. So how do you expect me to feel at ease with such neighbors? So we have done the second sentence for you, and here are the answers. So how do you, okay, how do you, and the first one is likes, okay, likes. Now the third one, here we have, as you can see, if, and here we are talking about conditionals. So we have here special rules that we read in the chart or the illustration below. If, so when we have conditionals, we need to learn about the rules of making conditionals, and now I'll revise with you the main types of conditionals in this chart. So pay attention please with me. Here we can talk about 4 basic types of conditional. The first one is the zero conditional. Zero conditional, time frame always, generally. Now probability certain. So here in this type, we need the present simple form in both parts. We need the present simple tense in both parts. So if you drop, you are talking about facts. If you drop, so the first form of the verb, the present simple. If you drop something, it falls. If you drop something, it falls. If you drop something, it falls. Again, both parts are in the present simple. And here, the probability is certain. So you are certain. It's a fact. Now, these 3 conditionals are the most important. These 3 conditionals are the most important for your final exam. So, first conditional refers to future. And the probability here, it is likely to happen. It's possible to happen. For example, if I meet Helen, I will invite her to the party. So, as you can see, dear students, here in the if part, I need the present simple. In the if part, I need the present simple. But in the second part, I need will plus the base form, the bare infinitive. So if I meet Helen, I will invite her to the party. So this is the form of the first conditional, and it is likely to happen, and it refers to the future. Now second conditional, I have two states for you. I have two cases for you. Second conditional refers to future, and it is unlikely to happen. So it may happen, but it is unlikely. It's unlikely to happen. And here I need the past simple in the if part. Pay attention. In the first conditional we use what? The first form, the present simple. Here I need the past simple, the past simple, the second form, the second form. So if I won the lottery, I would help. But don't forget to use will when you use the first form, and to use would when you use the second form, namely the past simple. So if I won the lottery, I would help the world. Now another case, in the second conditional, it refers to the present, and here we are talking about unreal or imaginary situation. How is that? When, for example, I say if I were you, so it is unreal, it is imaginary situation. When if I were you, in this case you can use were in all subject pronouns, in all subject pronouns, in all subject pronouns. So it refers to the present, or unreal, it refers to the present, unreal or imaginary situation. And here, if I had, again the past simple, if I had the money, I would lend, again past simple. And here we use in the second part, namely the part that doesn't have if. We need to use would plus the base form. Now the third conditional, and it's the only conditional that refers to the past, and in this case it refers to impossible situation or hypothetical situation. Impossible situation or hypothetical situation. So if I had studied French, I would have known it. If I had studied French, I would have known it. So in this case, in the if part, I need had studied. I need had studied, namely the past perfect. In the second part, I need would have plus the third form of the verb. So again, in the first conditional, in the if part, you need present simple. In the second conditional, in the if part, you need past simple. In the third conditional, in the if part, you need past perfect. Now in the first conditional, we need will plus infinitive. We need, in the second conditional, would plus infinitive, and in the third condition we need would have known, and it refers to the past. Don't forget this important note. Now you are ready to correct the sentence with me. So if Mr. Wood knew that party was, first of all, dear students, think about a reference to the past. Pay attention as I discussed the conditionals with you below. And I told you that the only type of conditional that refers to the past is the third conditional. So in this case, I have a reference to the past. So it is in the third conditional. It is in the third conditional because I have a reference to the past. And in this case, I need to use the past perfect in the if part. So if Mr. Wood knew, and here is the grammatical error. But before we correct it, let's have a look on the second part. He wouldn't have rushed. He wouldn't have rushed upstairs. So it's correct. Wouldn't have rushed is correct depending on the rules that we read. So he wouldn't have rushed is correct. So if Mr. Wood knew, and here I need to replace the past simple with the past perfect. So the correct answer would be had known. Had known. If Mr. Wood had known that the party was over, he wouldn't have rushed upstairs. Now next time, Mr. Wood will not, pay attention, will not. Here I have will to refer to the future. Next time, okay, next time. Here we refer to the future. Mr. Wood will not go to bed as soon as, pay attention, as soon as. And here, before I do this sentence with you, and before we correct the grammatical error in this sentence, let me revise the rules for as soon as here. So a future with when, as soon as, or as long as, or until, or till, plus subordinate clause. Subordinate clause means a clause that can't stand alone. Can't stand alone. So here when we have when, as soon as long as, or until, and we want to refer to the future, we don't use will after as soon as. Read with me, please. I'll go. So I'll, the first will, this is the contraction form of will. So the first will is correct. I'll go to the dentist as soon as I have a toothache. As soon as I have, but not as soon as I will have. So no future. No future after as soon as when we want to refer to the future. We only use will in the second part or the other part of the sentence. What a mess. Your mother will be angry when she comes back. What a mess. Your mother will be angry when. Again, we don't say when she will come. When she will come. We say when she comes back, so no future. I'll stay at home until you phone me. No future. So let me refer to the sentence above and know about the incorrect information. So incorrect information and correct it. Next time Mr. Wood will not go to the bed. Next time Mr. Wood will not go to the bed as soon as the party will. So here we drop will. We drop will. Pay attention to this. We drop will because no future after as soon as in this case. But here most students forget to add s. Forget to add s after they dropped will. Pay attention. Now you dropped will. Okay? The party is singular. So we need a subject verb agreement. So the party starts. The party starts. Again, the party starts. Okay? Now we have finished the first part of correcting grammatical errors for today. Thank you very much.